How many of you have been to events like this and made meaningful connections that have opened opportunities? I'm sat here today thanks to one of these impactful micro moments. Thank you to Dominique, Dustin, who can't be here with us today, to Arta. Another introduction was made to me in London last year, which led to a trip to India and me becoming the Chief Philanthropy Officer for Mahila Udyami. How many of you have said yes to an opportunity, not knowing 100% what it entailed? You just held the faith that the experience would be worth it, and it resonated deep within. I said yes to something like this at the end of last year. I became a global delegate. I arrived in India in April, and the story began. A 16-hour coach trip for rural India, Uttar Pradesh, staying in mud huts with intermittent electricity and water. The main experience was in getting to know the people, culture, and children in E-Village. They just opened James International School, which is committed to providing equal and quality education to rural girls and boys. We also laid the first bricks for the Global Business Hub for Mahila Udyami, which will be opening in the beginning of next year. While standing in fields of dirt, being painted this vision of what will become of this land as a global women empowerment center and sustainable establishment, I turned to Dr. Virginia and I said, I want to be part of this. We met up again in London, and she asked me to be the Chief Philanthropy Officer. Again, believing in the cause, I said yes without truly knowing what it entailed or what it meant. I share with you today more about this movement. It's like the Bible verse, Matthew 17:30, that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you'll be able to move mountains. Mahila Udyami has blossomed into a foundation with board members, global leadership teams, and continues to build momentum. Our purpose is to empower rural women through education and entrepreneurship. With a global movement to make the world better, it requires a growth mindset, an openness to adapt, learn, and change, just like seeds blossom into plants and flowers. James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, provides strategies for achieving a growth mindset with small, consistent habits to reach your goals. And this also aligns with the Japanese Kaizen philosophy, just to be 1% better every day. Being part of this initiative reminds us to focus on a growth mindset, to be open for growth, but also open for failure. But to remember that failure is not the end, it's the first attempt in learning. Acknowledge that it's okay to be vulnerable. And through learning and encouragement, you'll still be okay, and you'll still move forward. This faith and belief, that's how we make an impact. It's a reminder of the zone proximal development, which is a concept developed by Lev Vygotsky, highlighting the space between what a learner can do independently and what they can achieve with guidance and expertise. Helping others also reminds us that we change best when we're slightly out of our comfort zone. Being in a state of stress, we're just surviving. But taking small steps of discomfort enables us to elevate and grow. True failure isn't when you stop trying. In empowering and educating others, the road isn't always smooth. But by failing forward, we're starting from experience. It's reminding others that you aren't meant to fight your whole life, but you were meant to remember why you did. And it's a reminder to celebrate progress over perfection. Mahila Udyami stands as a living model of sustainable empowerment, where education, entrepreneurship, and well-being come together to transform the lives of women in rural India and beyond. Empowerment through education. Did you know that when a girl is educated, entire communities thrive? UNESCO reports that every extra year of schooling increases a woman's income by 20%. And that's the foundation of true equality. Statistics in education and empowerment, there's 130 million girls worldwide still out of school. And that's from UNESCO 2024. Educating girls could add up to $112 billion per year to low and middle income economies, and that's from the World Bank. When girls complete secondary education, child marriage rates drop by 64% and maternal mortality by 70%. 1 year of secondary education for a girl can reduce infant mortality by up to 10%. Did you know with sustainability that women produce nearly half of the world's food? yet they represent only 20% of landholders. Mahila Udyami trains and equips women to lead in agriculture, green innovation, and circular economies, both building income and environmental stewardship. If women farmers had the same access to resources as men, 150 million people could be lifted out of hunger. Women reinvest up to 90% of their income into their families and communities, compared to 30 or 40% of men, and that's from the United Nations Foundation. In India, where we have our headquarters, women-led micro-enterprises contribute over to $100 billion annually to the GDP and employ millions in rural sectors. Investing in women-led climate initiatives can reduce carbon emissions by up to 50% through community-driven solutions. That's from the UN. Well-being and mindset, this is huge for women. The WHO notes that 1 in 3 women worldwide faces mental or emotional stress linked to inequality. Our approach combines entrepreneurship with breathwork, emotional literacy, and community healing, empowering women from within. Well-being and mindset. Did you know that women spend an average of 3 times more hours on unpaid care than men, which limits their economic opportunity and mental health? That's United Nations Women 2023. Nearly 1 in 4 women worldwide report symptoms of anxiety or depression, often linked to economic stress and inequality, again by the WHO. Practicing mindfulness, breathwork, or meditation for even 10 minutes daily can reduce stress hormones by 40% and increase resilience, states Harvard Health. Empowered women are twice as likely to invest in their children's education and health, creating intergenerational well-being, again from the UNDP. This is a global collaboration. Through Mahila Udyami, Mujer Emprende Latina, and global partners, we are connecting over 70,000 women across the continent, proving that when one woman rises, her community and the planet rise with her. Global leadership and representation, only 26 of national parliament seats are held by women globally, yet organizations with gender-balanced leadership are 21% more likely to outperform in profitability and innovation, states McKinsey. By 2030, achieving a full gender equality in work could boost global GDP by $13 trillion, says McKinsey Global Institute. So being here with you today at the Vatican amplifies this message of faith, purpose, and transformation, reminding the world that empowering women is not charity, it is sustainability in action. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to share this mission. Together, we continue to build the legacy of economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, education, and sustainability for women and girls around the world. I'll leave you with this. In serving others, we discover the richest rewards within ourselves. Gracias.